So I just got home from work, and you can see that there is clearly a heck of a light show going on in the sky. But right above our house, I don't know if you can see that, but the stars are out. But over there is the light show. And it's so pretty. Like, this camera's not even picking it up. It's crazy. There's a little bit, but it's just not even doing it justice. Huh. Morning. Uh-oh. It is so nice out here. I say uh-oh because it's raining and I was starting to get a little wet. But that is okay with me. Because it's about 30 degrees cooler today, and the humidity's down because it stormed last night. I want to tell you a story. It's story time with Trish. So, when I was a little kid, 5 or 6, I was standing. Now, mind you, we lived in mobile homes growing up. I was standing at the door watching the thunderstorm. And, because I thought it was cool. Hey, yeah, it's storming. Most kids don't like storms. I didn't mind them. But I was standing at the front door and I was watching the storm, and next thing I know, lightning strikes the tree in our front yard. And I watched it strike the tree, and I watched the tree fall. Scared the bejesus out of me. I was 6. You know what I mean? Like, this big bolt of lightning comes down from the sky. When I was growing up, my parents would always say thunderstorms was God's bowling. The thunder was the ball rolling down the alley, and the lightning was God hitting a strike. But to be 6 years old and watch a bolt of lightning strike that tree in the front yard and watch it fall, that was terrifying. And ever since then, I was afraid of storms. Mild ones I could handle and deal with, but if it was a lot of lightning, a lot of thunder, a lot of wind, that kind of stuff, could send me into panic attacks. All my life. From the time I was 6 and watched that bolt of lightning strike that tree down till about a month and a half ago. When I talk about how all of this has changed my life and how you see the world differently and how everything's changed, I don't take that lightly because of the truth in it. Because it is different. It's completely different. I pulled over the car yesterday in a spot so that I could watch the lightning. I'm not afraid of storms anymore. At all. They don't give me any ounce of anxiety anymore. I remember being here, and I remember it was our first or second year here, and there was a really bad storm. I mean, it was pretty bad. And, it was taking electric out. It was pretty vicious. And I remember just standing in the middle of the living room, because Scott wasn't here yet. Standing in the middle of the living room, just me and Greg just hugging, because I was so upset, because I was so scared. And my anxiety was just through the roof. And he just stood there and hugged me till we got through it. Even he had some anxiety on that one. But if I would have thought I could have stood out here and watched that storm last night, I would have. I got some video footage, which will actually probably go in this vlog, of the lightning. I mean, it was nonstop. It was a lot like when we were coming back from Ocean City from the water park the other day and watching it just light up the sky. It was so pretty. And I was sitting in here last night and I was just thinking about it. I was like, you know what? There's no anxiety there. None. So that really kind of hit home for me because it made me really think, you know what? It's amazing what God can do. One, if you watch a storm, that's pretty amazing. Two, to take those kinds of fears that somebody's had their whole life and just wipe them away. It's gone. I don't know, I'm sure I'll get some anxiety if like a hurricane comes through, but who wouldn't? You know what I mean? Like, you don't want your house to blow away, but a thunderstorm doesn't bother me anymore. It doesn't give me anxiety. It doesn't raise my blood pressure. Well, at least not that I'm aware of. And I actually enjoy it. One of the other things before all this, and we used to laugh about it all the time, was he loved rain. Loved it. He would rather have a rainy, cloudy day than a bright, sunny day. It energized him. For me, it was the opposite. It drug me down. It made my mood crappy. I wasn't fond of gloomy, rainy days. Now, I like them. Part of that's because probably the heat. Because the last couple of days it's been really bright and sunny and really hot. And now I'm sitting out here and it's cool. I mean, it's not like cold, but it's cool. And there's just something peaceful about the rainfall. I mean, it's raining. I don't think you guys can see it in the camera, but it is raining. But I also hear the birds. And I also know that there's a relief in this rain. A huge relief in this rain. So it's those kinds of things that I notice and that kind of remind me of where I was, where I am now, and who I'm becoming. And I mean, I'm not changing, like, my personality is not changing. Like, I'm not changing who I really am. It's the fears and stuff in life. And I talk about that because I had a lot. I had a lot of fears. And some of them are, I think are still kind of there, but I don't think are. And, you know, like this upcoming trip that me and Lacey have, that's going to be a true testament to how deep rooted some of my fears are, because I don't want to say I was afraid to drive, because I would drive, but I definitely had a lot of anxiety with driving. I mean, there's a lot behind that. I'm not going to go into details behind all that, but there was a lot of anxiety in driving, and especially distances. And the only way I could do it comfortably was if he was in the car with me. But now, I mean, I've had to drive even, like, 2 months before he passed away. I still had to drive because he couldn't, because of his eyesight and stuff, since the beginning of April. No, since the middle of May. Yeah, middle of May, because of his eyesight going. But I don't know. It's mornings like this where I sit and I just, you notice things. I mean, I've always been that kind of person where I can sit in the middle of a forest and just see everything around me. Lacey's the opposite. You put her in the middle of the forest and she's like, when are we getting out of here? Me, I could sit there for hours and just look at things. She's a bright, shiny, light diamond and jewel kind of girl. I'm more of a trees and birds and butterflies and flowers kind of girl. Which has been one of those things with us, because it's hard to have relationships with people when there's no common interests, whether it's a child or an adult. So we've struggled over the years, Lacey and I, because I don't understand, because my personality is different. And she doesn't understand because her personality is different. So we clash a lot. And that's okay, because I never ever, it's not that I never ever wanted her to be, but I never ever expected her to be exactly like me. The only thing I expect out of her is for her to go into this world doing good things and not bad. To spread positivity and love and kindness and not negativity and drama and that kind of stuff. So, but as far as her likes and dislikes, she's more than welcome to like anything she wants. It's like her friends. I will not pick my child's friends. That's her decision, not mine. Now I can guide her and I can show her, what to look for and things that she should be watching out for, and, what a true friend should be about and not what a friend shouldn't be about. But I've also taught her forgiveness. That leads us into another thing. We had a vlog like a week or so ago about a friend of Lacey's that had caused some drama. And, when you're in a situation like that, you're just like, there's no way. I would never, ever tolerate that out of my own child. But to have another child behave like that, to me, is an abomination, because you just teach your kids to be better people, especially when they're with other people. But this child also came to me personally yesterday and apologized. That spoke worlds to me, because that is the first time that has ever happened where a child, whether they were prompted or not is irrelevant, because there's been times I've prompted Lacey to do things that she's flat out refused because she didn't want to deal with that. So whether the child was prompted or not is irrelevant, because she still did it. She still put the words into the text message, into the message that was sent to me. And, I could sit and say, no, you can't be friends with my child. No, you're not a good influence, or no, but the whole thing is one, that's not my decision, it's Lacey's. But two, if I can't forgive a child, and I can't give a child a second chance, or a third, or a fourth, or a fifth, and I can't stand up and help try to teach that child how they should be behaving in this world, then what am I saying about this world? It's one thing when they're in their 30s and they're a grown adult and they're still doing the same things over again. It's another thing when they're 13, 14 years old and they're still trying to figure out who they are and are handed a world like we have today. And all I can think is, if I can change one kid's life, one child's life, what kind of adult will they become? So obviously I forgave the kid, and the kid spent the night last night, and the kid goes to the pool, and Lacey's happy and the kid's happy. And the whole thing is it's like, I just taught that kid about forgiveness, and that even if you make mistakes, there are people out there that will forgive you. I taught her love, I taught her caring, and I taught her compassion. And that's something she probably hasn't gotten a whole lot of in this world. And I talk about all this because, usually with this channel, I don't try to bring up those types of things because some of them are a little more personal, especially when you're dealing with children. But it's a lesson that us as grown-ups need to learn, because I've seen so many adults lately treating people with so much animosity and disrespect that it disheartens me, because we're teaching the generation that's going to take care of us hate, animosity. Hola! Disrespect. Say hi to the vlog. He's got a shirt on today, Lulu.
Want me to take it off?
No. Give me a little bit of peace.
They,
Don't ruin my morning yet.